All right, Mike, I got your gamer putter here, the Spider, and I noticed you haven't been using it the last couple of times we've been out. What do you got going on?
Yeah, the guys at Lab Golf were kind enough to send this out to us, and we've used it, we've tested it, and I think you'll be quite surprised at what we're going to show you. And bottom line is, I think it's going to be around for a little while.
And I can tell you it's working. This one might be going in the closet.
There are a lot of ways to putt.
Yeah.
Actually,
I've seen most of them.
Yeah, actually there are a lot of ways to
them.
hold the putter, right? Yeah. And you can be successful with any number of them. And golfers kind of revert and try different styles based on, you know, what they're seeing or feeling in their stroke. If you have kind of a yippy or a right hand throw, you may try something. If you have a left hand issue, you may try something else. They all seem to be kind of there to kind of make up for a fault, so to speak. And anytime something new comes out, we always get a lot of questions. And, you know, the USGA outlawed anchoring putters, you know, a few years ago, with one exception.
Yeah, one exception. And you see it a lot with the tour now. There a lot of guys are going to the arm lock.
Right.
And, you know, it's kind of a cool time in golf. When I was growing up, if you used anything but a reverse overlap, people go, oh, he's got the yips, right? You can't putt.
It's a stigma,
it's
right?
It's a stigma.
Yeah.
You almost are embarrassed to do it. But the cool part about it is now no one really cares because all anybody cares about is getting the ball in the hole.
Exactly.
And once these tour guys start doing it, and the average guy wants to try it because they feel like it's okay at that point. And this arm lock deal, I mean, you seeing guys switch to it that could not make anything, and now they're making putts. So, you know, is there something to it? We're going to test it out today and give you some feedback.
Yeah, and you'll see guys even change to it who are pretty good putters.
Absolutely.
Like, so it's always trying. I mean, everyone's trying to improve. Whether your starting point is below where it should be or is pretty good, you're always. Nobody has ever complained about making too many putts.
Yeah, they're always looking for an advantage, especially when you're playing for millions of dollars. You know, one putt over 4 rounds at the end of the year means quite a bit.
Right. So we're gonna compare. I'll be the guinea pig today. I would consider myself a pretty good putter. Always kind of have been. Just kind of one of those skills that's transferred from shooting a basketball for so many years. Compare what I normally do with my typical putter, my just standard putter, standard grip, and then with a brand new arm lock stroke. We're gonna look at the same PuttLab numbers, so we're going to show you exactly what the putting stroke is doing. We're going to look at 3D data, and I think this is going to be surprising to a lot of you to see Gears 3D on the putting stroke. I think it's going to be quite unique what you will see, and we're interested to see what the differences would be, and to see if there's an actual advantage to one style over the other, and then two, maybe if it's worth trying to consider it as far as your putting stroke goes. All right, so I've got my normal gamer putter here. A little bit shorter, I think it's 33.5 inches, what I normally like to play with. TaylorMade Rope Spider, been very good to me over the years.
Putt great.
Yep, so we're gonna take a look and see how well my mechanics match up to this, to maybe the arm lock, and see which one I perform better with.
Might be an advantage, one or the other.
We'll see if one has an advantage, all right? So we're gonna hit a series of 5 putts so we can capture the data, and then we'll immediately switch over to the arm lock and just see kind of a really quick and dirty if we can spot, or if you can spot, any advantages.
Yeah, and I'm going to block these from getting to the hole because I don't want him to adjust on each putt. I want him to hit 5 of the exact same putts.
All right, here we go. What are these, 10 foot, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's 5 putts there. Yep. Now we're gonna switch over to my arm lock. I'll give Shaun this and take it off. Okay. And the good folks at Directed Force, or Lab Putter as they're called, really were fortunate to give us a arm lock putter to test for this video. And I've been on the course with it once or twice, and I really enjoy it. They've got some really cool technology in that putter. We're gonna try it out and see if we get an advantage by anchoring.
Yeah.
Which is what it is, right? We're anchoring the left arm.
Yeah, absolutely. See a lot of guys starting to take a look at it.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you want to try this, it may not be around long.
You better get it now.
Here you go. Turn that triplet on. And hit that button on the front. Perfect.
Love it.
All right.
All right, 5 more.
5 more.
You want to stop me here?
Yes, I do. Okay.
It's a big sense of just kind of everything connected.
It just looks so simple watching you do it.
Feels pretty darn simple.
Sign me up here. Okay.
All right, let's take a look at the shots. All right, Shaun. So what's all this telling you?
So it gives us a score for 4 categories. Your tendency is basically your mechanics.
Okay.
How well do you line up, hit the sweet spot, etc. The timing is your rhythm in the stroke. That usually indicates whether you have good distance control or not.
Okay.
Consistency is no matter what it looks like, how consistently do you make the stroke time after time? And that's one of the most important things in putting.
So if I can just repeat it,
Can you repeat it?
I know where it's going.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
And the overall just kind of gives you a combined number. And I think there's 100 to 150 tour players in this database. They just kind of combined it all until they give you these 4 categories.
Okay, and obviously green would be good.
Greens get you in that like tour range.
Yellow's kind of sketchy.
Yeah, getting to the sketchy level.
And then thank goodness there's no red in
no
there.
red. So if I was looking at this, okay, good timing. You know, distance control is
Right.
quite good, which I noticed with you.
Yep.
And consistency is high, so you're actually a good putter. I've been around you a lot. So I would say, you know, if anything was to improve, we would dive into these tendency numbers a little
Yeah.
bit. But before we try to fix anything, let's go ahead and look at the arm.
Yeah,
lock.
let's see if that was any better or worse.
So
Wow, so
Yeah.
yellow's gone,
yeah, so without changing anything
other than the putter.
with the putter, and this is, you know, we've tried this a little bit with guys coming in, just testing yours out,
Yeah.
right? We've seen this a few different times. The mechanics go up, right? The tendency. So we could dive in there and see exactly what that meant, but the timing was about the same. So, which I expect out of you. Got good timing, athletic guy. You're going to have good distance control no matter what I put in your hand. I feel like the consistency went up, and the overall went up. So, you know, if I'm with you, I'm saying, okay, we probably should take a closer look at maybe using this belly putter without changing anything. All of a sudden, all boats are raised.
Yeah, I think I've been using my normal gamer for almost 4 years now, I believe, 3.5, 4 years. And I'm very comfortable with it. And I've got a lot of reps, a lot of putts with it. This one I think I played twice with. One was on aerated greens.
Yeah.
And to be so new and to just immediately produce better mechanics, higher consistency, just higher across the board is pretty telling because it felt easier to do.
Yeah, if I look at this, I'm like, okay, this guy can really putt. He's got to learn how to read greens,
Right.
basically, and he's going to make some putts.
Wow, it's pretty telling. All right, so let's go from here. So we know that, you know, the mechanics are now better. Really, everything got better. Let's go into gears now.
And see the why.
And see if I can make 2 strokes in gears or show each putter in gears and see why these mechanics and why this putter's better.
Absolutely, let's go do it.
Here are the gears captures with my gamer, traditional length putter and grip. Those are here on the left, and with the arm lock putter here on the right. Unfortunately, Gears only has one putter graphic, which is why both putters look the same, and neither looks like my Spider or the Lab putter. But you can tell from my body posture and how the shaft kind of runs up my left arm that the arm lock putter is here on the right side of your screen. As you're watching these play through, you're not really going to see much difference at all in the body movements. Things stay pretty quiet with both styles. But the one parameter that did jump out at us, and we've got those turned on for you to see, are my left wrist angles. And what that's measuring is the angle between my left forearm, my wrist, and the shaft. In a regular golf swing, this would be the wrist cock angle. It's the same here. It's the cocking and uncocking of the wrist in the ulnar and radial directions, which is basically just the raising or lowering of the handle throughout the stroke. Having gotten to collect a lot of putts on PuttLab, we see variations with this angle create a lot of problems for golfers really across all skill levels. and most of them have no idea this angle is changing. And when there's a lot of movement with this angle, it can cause problems with your impact location, your face angle, and your club path. And any problems with those are enough to cause you to miss putts. Just like you saw me do before on the Sam, I hit 5 putts with each style. The putt that you're seeing here on the left is the best of my 5 putts putting traditionally, and the putt here on the right is the worst of my 5 putts putting arm locked. And notice the starting angles here at setup. 147.22 on the left and 165.8 here on the right. Let's see how much variation occurs as we scroll to the end of my backswing. So it moved 4.22 degrees here on the left, but only 0.06 degrees here on the right. That's a pretty significant difference by comparison. And the way I look at it is, I've created a lot of work for myself to do on the downswing with my traditional normal putting style, but I pretty much haven't changed anything from address to here with the arm lock. Now let's see how I do on the way down. I'm going to stop it right here just before impact, and let's look at the arm lock putt. As the putter passes through where it started, notice how there's been next to 0 change in orientation to the shaft or putter face. This is a pretty telling frame and one that we were surprised to see. Now we'll do the same for the traditional stroke. Close on shaft orientation, but with a much different face angle. And as they both reach impact, the differences are pretty noticeable. I somehow managed on the traditional putt to return to that same starting angle, but keep in mind, this was the best of my 5 putts. The variation over those 5 putts was nearly 2 degrees. And with all that angle movement, bringing the face back to square isn't going to happen on every putt, as you can see here. And even though this was the worst of my 5 arm lock putts, we're still only seeing a 0.33 degree variance here at impact. Because there's next to no movement with this angle throughout the stroke, less than a half a degree of variability across the 5 putts, returning to square basically felt like it just happened every time. It's not really a surprise to see that locking the hands and shaft to the forearm eliminates a ton of variability in the stroke, a ton of it. And whether or not that's something you want or need in your stroke is something you'll have to decide for yourself. But we were fairly shocked that the arm lock style in this putter produced such a mechanically better stroke, especially after trying it just for a few days compared to the 30 plus years of practice and play I've got with the traditional putter. And we want to hear from you on this. Let us know in the comments section below if you've tried an arm lock putter yet, and let us know how you liked it. With every test we ran, there's a clear mechanical advantage to arm locking. So let us know also if you think it's anchoring and if you think it should be banned. If you found this video helpful and you need more help with your consistency, we want to help you with that. Go to the first comment below this video. You'll see a link. It's our first pinned comment. There'll be a link in there. Click on that link. We'll take you to our #1 consistency drill to help you hit the ball more solidly and more consistent every time you're out on the course.